Welcome to Spooky Southern Storytime. Apologies for no stories lately, which, like me, is kind of busy during Halloween season. Cauldrons need to be stirred, brooms need to be ridden, and spells need to be cast. Today's tale comes from the Kings Tavern in Natchez, Mississippi. It was built in 1769 and is the oldest standing structure in Natchez. In 1789, a man named Richard King bought the building, turned it into an inn and a tavern, and moved his family in. Now, of course, being the place that it was set next to the Mississippi River, and with that came many a weary traveler, boatmen, and of course, outlaws. One of the most infamous, a man named Big Harp, who was part of the Harp brothers. If you know, you know. Big Harp, while in a drunken rage, stormed into another guest room, ripped their screaming infant from their arms, grabbed it by the ankles, and slammed it into the wall until it died instantly. Rumor has it the baby is still there, crying out for its mother. Another brutal murder to take place during this era was the murder of a young maid, poor Madeline. She was a maid and a server for the King family, but of course Richard King, being the man that he was, took a liking to her and they started up a torrid affair. Mrs. King found out about the secret, and she, or being a woman of means, hired someone to kill Madeline and hid her body behind the bricks in the chimney wall, located in the main room of the tavern. The grisly discovery of Madeline's remains was made in the 1930s when a family purchased the home and began renovating. Also discovered in another chimney in the house was the remains of two men. The identity of these two men is still a mystery. It was also during these times the renovations that paranormal activity began in the home. When he moved things around, the spirits come around. Many people have claimed to see shadowy apparitions walking through the staircases. The sounds of that poor infant crying in the attic have been heard. Doors have been known to open and close on their own. Water faucets and lights turn on and off without a human nearby. Jars have fallen off the shelves. Water has actually been seen pouring from the ceiling area to the floor below, leaving no sign of a leak in the floor or in the roof. How interesting. The chairs that are hanging on the wall are said to rock and move of their own accord, and perhaps the most odd report, the fireplaces themselves, where those bodies were found. They are said to emit quite a bit of heat when no fire is burning in them. Interesting. The full-body solid apparition of a young woman, believed to be poor Madeline, has appeared right in front of patrons and employees. She has been responsible to leave footprints over freshly mopped floors at the inn. One employee had the shock of his life. One evening, as he was mopping the floor, he could see the footprints appear, walking towards him as he mopped. And of course, seeing that, he dropped his mop and ran. Wouldn't you? The apparition of a man dressed in period clothing has been seen wandering about the building. He's also shown up in photographs taken by visitors standing near the old chimney where the two male bodies were found. Some say that's who is one of the victims. Some other more aggressive happenings at the inn include a sudden tightness or pressure around the neck, shoulders or chest, and dishes being thrown at guests and staff members, people being touched, hair being pulled, clothes being yanked on, whispers in your ear. You cannot sleep well in the King's Tavern. If you have any spooky Southern stories for me, email them to this below, and have a spooky, spooky day.